This is the age of the internet. I find myself identifying with the people who stirred change in Egypt. I do not want to estrange myself from them.
What happened in Egypt basically opened our eyes to the amount of potential we have. And I think that's the most important thing that Tunis and Egypt achieved for us, is it was an explosion of hope.
This is Jaron Galinsky reporting for the New York Times. After 2 successful revolutions in 2 Arab countries, and democratic revolts now taking place throughout the Middle East, I wanted to engage young, internet-savvy Israelis and Palestinians to learn what they're thinking and feeling in this unique moment in their region's history.
And I understand Israelis for feeling fear, for feeling paranoia. This is an Egypt that has been involved in some of the more bitter wars that we have known. It's the same country, but it's not the same country.
In Tel Aviv, I met up with Yuval Ben-Ami, an Israeli author, journalist, and blogger.
Actually, I'm quite uplifted by seeing the newspapers of this morning. This shows children. Children are hope. It says a new Egypt, with the word new even made transparent to show the flag. I know the Israeli media, it can be far more manipulative to the other end when it feels like it.
Yuval went out to Ben Gurion Boulevard to meet his friend Amit, a solar energy pioneer who is more cynical about how things will play out.
Yeah. You saw in Tahrir Square in Egypt, the left wing, the young people, standing shoulder to shoulder with the Muslim brothers. Mubarak did control the country. They made peace with us, and this peace lasted. I visited Egypt a few times. That was great. I don't know if it's the right time to go there right now. And I just wonder...
I hope we still get to go, you know. But weren't you disheartened by the state in which Egypt was when you saw it? I mean, the degree of poverty, the lack of freedom of speech.
It's true. If the next one in power is not going to actually fight and eliminate the corruption in the government and within all the bureaucracy and the clerics, what difference would it make? And why wouldn't we see another revolution 5 years from now? And I'll tell you what, the next revolution is not going to be a secular one.
I'm also worried, like you are, but I think I may be a little more hopeful, a little more trusting in the capability of Egypt to set itself on its feet sooner or later.
Every time I speak with Yuval, I must end up the conversation with saying that I hope that I'm wrong and you're right.
An hour away by car, across this checkpoint, I met up with a Palestinian activist, Fadi Koran, in downtown Ramallah. Fadi studied physics and international relations at Stanford, and has just recently come back to the West Bank to try and effect change. He preferred to take our conversation off the streets and into this upscale restaurant, where he felt that his friends could speak more freely.
ايه شباب كيف حالك سري؟ تمام ايش حمزة؟
كيف حالك؟
تمام كيف حالك معز؟
It's been proven to us that we have the potential to change.
The type of hierarchical top-down organization that existed in the past in this region, the idea that you need a leader to tell you when to come out, when to protest, when to demand something, that broke down.
The Palestinian Authority repressed several attempts to rally in support of the Egyptian revolution in the West Bank by arresting and assaulting protesters. But this didn't stop Fadi and other activists from organizing a third successful rally that attracted thousands.
Right now, it's you have an idea, you want to protest, let's go down to the streets. You tell a few friends and tell them to tell a few friends, and you create a mass protest.
Did you feel comfortable going out to the streets?
Not at first. Even now, when we go, a lot of security agents follow us and picture us. So it does not make us comfortable, but we don't care. So what?
These Palestinians see many parallels between the Egyptian and Tunisian cause and their own.
Those are our people. When I look at the TV, I don't see an Egyptian. I see someone like me.
But they're not sure if they should direct their frustration towards the Palestinian Authority, who they still see as an ally against a much greater oppressor, the Israeli occupation.
Currently, we're living in a dictatorship. But I don't think it's the same type of dictatorial system that has governed Egypt or.
It's occupation.
Yeah, I think here in the West Bank, it is more like a police state building. They are building a police state.
And democracy is not achievable, as I see it, before the end of occupation or before a real settlement to the whole conflict.
Ending the occupation is a demand, but it's not the most important demand. What we are looking for are things that are more eternal. We're looking for freedom.